What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be covering some markets. I'm going to be covering a couple of markets. I don't have a specific topic for this video as of right now. Now, most likely than not, when I do upload this, is going to be a topic depending on what I talk about. But I came into this open-minded, so I just wanted to record a video for you guys, get something out for you guys, kind of update you guys on the markets a little bit. As you guys know, if you want to join our private Discord, the link is in the description, right? We have an ebook as well that's a little bit cheaper where you can get a lot of information and be able to be profitable with just the ebook, right? I did that for the many people that have asked me for a cheaper version to get a lot of knowledge, more than what I usually do on YouTube, just to get, a kind of more in-depth but cheaper version of our full course. So that's what the ebook is for, right? Great value in there as well. And simply all my links are in the description, right? You can follow us on Instagram, follow the Instagram account. It's just ZSNIPES. You search up ZSNIPES, you'll find it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into it. Now, while GU is up right now, I can kind of cover GU for you guys and give you guys an idea of GU and why structure is so important. So structure is super important, guys, and the reason why I tell you this is because structure is going to allow you to be able to predict, right? We always say we don't want to predict the markets, but we end up doing that anyways. It's just how the nature and how the brain works, right? We can say that we never want to predict the market. We always want to react, but we can kind of assume where the market is going, which is technically predicting it in a more basic way. But structure, right? Structure is very important, guys. Structure is very important to understand. So the reason why I say this, because if we looked at GU and we zoom out on GU, right, we can see, what do we have here? We have the market just continuing down. So we have what? High here, have low, we have a high, and then we have a new low that's going to be created for our new leg. All right, that's cool. So let's go into the most recent thing that happened with last week. So essentially, many people come into this smart money concept things thinking, okay, I just need to find an order block. I just need to find, the last manipulation, whatever the case may be. Well, let me go ahead and give you an example of why just that alone does not work. Okay, it works. It'll give you something, but it's not going to be like that every single time, right? You have to tie it with other things as well, such as market structure, supply and demand, things of that nature. So essentially, we have an accumulation right here, right? Have an accumulation right here. We have this manipulation. Market comes up here, and you can say that it broke some type of structure, which I don't even consider this structure, but you can say that it broke some type of structure. So during this whole time while this market was doing this, I was already anticipating the market to continue lower. Why is that? Because the reason why is because we have no reason to accumulate right here. And simply, the fact is, if this to this is our most recent order flow, okay, that is our most recent order flow. We have a supply zone right here. This supply zone was going to be the target. If this market was to continue higher, this right here was going to be the target to sell lower, right? But before that even happened, I was already anticipating that this market was going to be a redistribution. So we can kind of go in and talk about the price action a little bit more. All right, so we have an accumulation here, which is fine, right? This accumulation was a fine accumulation. I actually was looking for potential reversal opportunities to get us back into this supply zone, okay? So essentially what happened was we have another sort of accumulation right here. We have another accumulation. The problem is this accumulation right here, this is where things kind of got to the fact that we knew that this market was going to continue lower. This accumulation was not able to take out this high, which means there was weakness in buyers here, which means buyers weren't as strong inside this area because we weren't able to take out this high. So essentially the market went up and then we went down, right? We did this little creek that we created here. We basically just created more liquidity here. And look what we have. We have a manipulation, and look what happens. Who took over the market? Sellers. Sellers took over the market. So if we go on a bigger, wide view in a bigger spectrum, we can see what? Let me kind of put this down here. We can see it's super simple, guys. Look what we have here. And this is why I also use momentum as something. Look at these huge candles going to the downside, and look how much we struggle when we try to go up. So this here is simple ice. Sorry, this here is a simple ice that is created. And then boom, we fall through the ice, creating a redistribution. So now all we have is a large redistro. This is a large supply zone. So because that is a large supply zone, guess what we were looking for? We was looking for the market to get back into this area to continue to sell it lower, right? But let's go ahead and zoom in even more, and we can see the exact same thing happen again. These markets are fractal. Okay, so we kind of have our sort of, right, a fake accumulation that occurred here, and look how much the market is struggling to continue towards the upside, create liquidity, manipulation, fall through the ice. Here's our ice. We fall through the ice again. We create another redistribution. You can see this tiny redistribution, because the markets are fractal, looks exactly the same thing as this, right? This is the same thing as this. Same thing. The markets are doing the same thing over and over again. Because this is bearish, we can assume that this is going to continually happen until we see actual buyers get into the market. We haven't seen that yet. The way that we're going to notice if buyers get into the market is when we have actual expansion moves, right? This right here is an expansion move. This is what tells us that sellers are in control. Okay, this movement and this movement is not expansions. Okay, these are not expansion moves. So now we can see what happened. Now we have a new leg that is formed. So simply what we're looking for here, we're looking for the market to come in two places. Either come mitigate this area to continue lower, or we come back into this distribution up here to continue lower on GU. So pretty simple. Very, very simple. Market structure, guys, it's very important to understand. I will continue selling GU, and I'm going to just give you guys this. I will continue selling GU until we break this low here. Now, after we break this low, then we could potentially see a larger accumulation. I'm sorry. We could potentially see a larger accumulation to get back into higher areas of supply, right? Because understand that we're playing multi-time frame structure. So we're going to continue selling GU until it shows us it doesn't want to sell no more. But we have to take in fact that we have a larger structure points that we could potentially come back into. All right. So yeah, that's a little quick lesson for you guys on what I'm looking at on GU, and I probably should tie that in with something like let's go NU. NU is good too. Same thing. I don't have my three keys on this chart, so I'm just gonna talk about it. You guys already know the three keys, right? Market structure, supply and demand, cause and effect. All right, so what do we have here? We have a high, we have a low, right? This is our main leg. So this is the leg that we're going to be playing out of. And out of this leg, we had two certain areas. We had this first huge redistribution. That was the first area that was looking for potential sales. And you can see the market gave a small reaction in here, but we ended up invalidated. Just because we invalidated this does not cancel out the fact that we're still bearish until we take out the origin, which is here. That's why we have two specific zones inside of our leg. So whenever you have a leg, no matter if it's a lower time frame leg, a higher time frame leg, no matter what it is, you're gonna have two certain areas. So you can see our two certain areas are here, right? This is gonna be our origin. Our origin is what we cannot break. This is what started everything, right? This is the top of our leg that started everything, meaning we have to break the origin in order to say, okay, maybe the market is looking to go higher. Until we do that, we are still looking for sales. All right. So, and after our origin, we have our slingshot, which is a decisional point of interest. So there's going to be your two main, there's going to be your two main areas. All right. Two main areas. So the first area you're going to look for is you're going to look for your slingshot zone, which is your last major supply zone before the market actually created, a big move or before we broke the low. So because this is our most recent huge supply zone, which makes it our slingshot, right? Which is, you can see this as a huge supply zone. So inside of this area, we're looking for potential sales. You can see that the market tried to distribute, but we never broke any structure on this, on lower time frame. We never was able to break this low to confirm distribution to continue lower. So the market continued higher. That's fine. If that happens, that's fine. Guess what we're going to? We're going to the origin. If this area gets invalidated, we're coming to the origin. So look what happens when we get to the origin. The market distributes here, and we completely die off. So now, unfortunately, inside of this distribution, you didn't get a clean mitigation after we confirmed it, right? So after that, guess what you have to do? We talked about this before. If you miss the main distribution, you catch the continuation moves, and we have plenty of continuation moves. We have a smaller redistribution, we have another redistribution, and then what we have this redistribution right here was mitigated by a larger redistribution. Okay, so now you can see the market is just distributing itself to the downside. You can see what happens when we actually get control of the trend, and the trend actually starts to align with itself. So now we come back, we mitigate this huge area which we were looking for potential sales within. We just did not get any mitigations or anything that we was looking for inside of here. So the market continued lower, and then you can see we have something else here, which we have another supply zone within a supply zone, essentially. So basically, the reason behind this setup and why I was even looking for a trade here was, you can see we have a range. The market goes higher. We manipulate the high of this range with a distribution, and this distribution creates a new low. So because we broke this low, this is a confirmed supply zone, and it's really a confirmed redistribution. So once that happens, once we confirm it, and this distribution up here, this distribution is what gave me that inclination to actually look for a sell or take a sell from here. Now, unfortunately, we didn't tap into my exact limit order, which I'm fine with, because I knew the fact that we could not tap into it just because I was taking it off the 50%, but that is fine. We have confirmed, and I will give you guys my next area that I'm going to be looking for. We have confirmed a sort of new little leg here. So from this high to whatever new low that we create is going to be our new little leg. So what can we do here? Let me go ahead and make this out as a break of order flow. Order flow bottom. We have our high here. And then whenever we create a low is going to be our new low. Okay, so we have this high right here, which is our order flow, and I can move this alert down into here, because this right here is going to be the new area that I'm going to be looking for sales from. We're going to be looking within this new manipulation, which is now our slingshot, right? That is going to be the area. We're going to wait for this market to come back inside this area, and we're going to look for sales towards the downside. If not, then this huge manipulation is also a possible zone to look for sales from as well. This is going to be our point of interest. It's going to be our main point of interest. This is going to be our origin. This right here is going to be our slingshot that this is going to be the most, recent area that I'm going to look for sales from. And like I said, we have broken this low. So go ahead and put that there. Boom. And that is going to be in use. So I kind of gave you guys a top-down analysis on what GU and NU, right? Just to give you guys an idea of, nothing has changed. The concepts, everything is the same. The markets might be a little bit more ugly, or maybe you're not getting as much setups or manipulations or mitigations that we're hoping for, but the concepts themselves and how we take our trades and how we analyze our trades have not changed, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and reach out to us if you have any questions. Peace out.